Welcome back, Yappers, to another episode of Binge, Yap, Repeat. Today, we are diving into the new Hulu series, The Twisted Tale of Amanda Knox, a narrative show that goes through the Amanda Knox case from Amanda's perspective. We yap all about the police's fixation on Amanda, the evidence they chose to ignore, and some insight into her story that we gleaned from her Call Her Daddy interview. Buckle in, because this story is crazy. Let's get started.
Hello, fellow yappers. I'm Ruchi.
And I'm Shalini, and we're your hosts of Binge, Yap, Repeat.
We're two best friends who spend an embarrassing amount of time binge-watching TV, and honestly, we just need to talk about it. If you're here, we're guessing you do too.
Fair warning, this is a spoiler-friendly zone. We will be discussing lots of spoilers. So, if you haven't watched the show yet, hit pause, go binge, and come back when you're ready to yap with us.
And now, it's yap time.
Buongiorno! Buongiorno, Ruchi, or should I say, buonasera?
Michael Sarah?
Oh, no. That means good evening, as I recently learned on my trip to Italy.
Oh, muy bien. Well, we're not speaking Italian because Shalini just came back from Italy. We're speaking Italian because today's episode is about the twisted tale of Amanda Knox, which is an American true crime biographical drama miniseries, so many words, that premiered on Hulu on August 20th, and the episodes are coming out on a rolling basis. So this particular episode for BYR is going to focus just on episodes 1 through 3. So, Twisted Tale of Amanda Knox is based on the true story of Amanda Knox and her wrongful conviction in the murder of Meredith Kircher while she was studying abroad in this town called Perugia in Italy.
Perugia.
Perugia. Mi dispiace, Perugia.
Whoa! What did you just say?
I think I said I'm sorry,
Oh,
or like my bad.
Nice.
Grazie. Okay, so before we get into overall thoughts, so I found out that the real Amanda Knox is involved in the creation of Twisted Tale of Amanda Knox on Hulu, along with another famous woman who had a scandal around her name, if you can guess.
Monica Lewinsky?
Yes!
No way!
Yes!
Are you serious?
I'm serious. Monica
How
Lewinsky
did I just guess that?
is the executive
Wow.
producer for Twisted Tale of Amanda Knox.
Good for her.
Yeah, good for you too.
Wow.
Wow, way to guess that.
Damn. You know what? It's because both of them were on Call Her Daddy, and I listened to both of those episodes.
Oh, like recently?
No, Amanda Knox was several years ago, but I did re-listen to that for this episode. And then Monica Lewinsky was very recent. It was like in the last 2 or 3 months.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's top of mind for you then.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So how about let's do overall thoughts and we'll start talking about the actual story.
Yeah,
Go,
okay.
Take it away, Shalini.
So, I am really enjoying watching the show. Well, let me rephrase. I think the show is brilliant. It's very difficult to watch. Like, just, it feels so real. I think they've done a really good job of making you feel the anxiety and the panic that Amanda was feeling at the time. And so it is a very stressful watch, but I think it's so well done. And I love the lead actress, Grace Van Patten, I think her name is. I know her from Tell Me Lies, which is another Hulu show. And she also plays this like college girl who like has an active dating life and, you know, just kind of a similar character. I think she's done such a good job in this show. And I also know her mom from what is that show called? Bad Sisters. Have you seen that show?
I haven't, but I thought you were referring to like Grace Von Patten's mom. I was like, oh, I know her mom. And I was like, you know her mom? Okay, got
I'm
it.
tight with Miss Patton.
Got it. Okay. The character's mom.
Excuse me. Yes,
Okay.
the actress who plays Edda Melas, I guess,
Yes.
who
Okay.
is Amanda Knox's mom. That actress is an Irish actress who is also in the TV show Bad Sisters on Apple TV, which is one of the best shows of all time, I would say.
Is that like a comedy show?
It's like, yeah, it's like a dark comedy. It's definitely hilarious, but it's also like quite dark. I think you would really love it.
Okay. I'm going to put it
Yeah,
on my list to watch.
great. But yeah, so I really like all of the actors on the show that I've seen so far, and I think the way that they're laying out the story is really good. Actually, when I started it, I thought they were releasing, we both thought they were releasing the whole season at once, so it was a surprise that they were releasing one episode at a time, but the 2 episodes that they dropped the first week, I was like, oh, is that all we're getting of this story? And then I looked it up and I was like, oh no, there's 6 more episodes coming. So I think the pacing is really good, and there's just so much that happens in each episode, which I'm really loving. So yeah.
Yeah. So going back to Grace Van Patten's acting, I think it's like it's like so good that I am irritated, but I also understand Amanda Knox's whole I don't want to say shtick, but like I understand the mentality and the mindset that she was in when she was going through all of this. So I think it's good that she brought a lot of life, and she brings a lot of like naivete to the character that I personally find irritating. But then I'm like, yeah, she's a 20-year-old girl, like in a foreign country. Of course she would feel like this. So I think like
Yeah.
that is good, but it is a little bit hard to watch because I'm like, oh my God, like just ask for a translator. God damn it.
Yeah, I know. Like, as for a lawyer, as for a translator, oh, poor girl.
Yeah. Okay. Question for you. Do you think that if Amanda had just admitted she didn't know Italian that well, that most of this could have been avoided, or do you think she would have still been in the same situation?
I think she did kind of admit that at some points. Like, she was like, I don't know what you're saying. I don't know. I don't understand. Um, so I don't think it would have been different. I think they just made up their minds about her when they saw her kissing her boyfriend of 5 days. And they, yeah, they just were looking for reasons to convict her or to arrest her, I guess, at this point.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I do feel like there were definitely some parts where, well, maybe this is more about like the text message she was using, was, wait, did she say this in the text message where she messaged Patrick Lumumba and she was like, see you later? Was that in Italian or was that in English?
She wrote it in Italian.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
I see. So then it's like, yeah, okay, I guess it doesn't make sense. But yeah, I think there, or it was portrayed that a lot of the words that she used in Italian kind of were used against her. That one being the key example, which is, of course, not her fault. Like, none of it was her fault. But
Mhm.
that one being the key example of like, okay, girl, like, just use English and then they can't use your bad Italian against you.
Yeah. But I do think that wouldn't have changed anything, because I think the reason she ultimately, like, quote unquote confessed or gave them Patrick's name was because they were like literally harassing her and just like intimidating her. And so I think the only thing that would have changed is if she had a lawyer in the room, then they wouldn't have gotten away with as much, and then she would have been able to keep her head on her shoulders a little bit better and just like stay grounded and not just like panicked and given them a name. So that's really the only thing I think could have been different, but I don't know. Yeah.
And then do you think that her giving Patrick's name was a race thing on her part, or do you think it was a race thing on the police's part? Because I think I was glad to see that there was more rioting around why Patrick was in prison, because I totally agree. I was like, Patrick was nowhere near the scene of the crime, barely even knew this girl. Why is his name even being put out there? He is so tangentially related. So I was happy to see that there was writing around him being in prison in the third episode, but also I was like, so this is a race thing.
I guess it depends on what you mean by race thing. I think the reason they looked at him was because they knew that there was the hair of a man of African descent in Meredith's room. And so I think they were just like looking for men of African descent, and he was like one that happened to know Amanda. So then they just kind of fixated on that. Then they found her text to him, and they're like, oh yeah, they kind of like just put these puzzle pieces together that
Mm,
weren't real. So I guess like that led them there, but I don't think it was because he was black. Like I don't
okay.
it didn't strike me like it was a racist thing. It just struck me that they were like, "Oh, great. Well, there's an African guy. Like it's
Oh,
probably
okay.
him. Oh, let's look for the evidence that points to that." And then I
Okay,
don't
yeah.
think her saying his name was racist either. I don't think it was really I think they were just like feeding that name to her over and over again, and she was like, "Okay, maybe it was him," you know.
Mm,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah. I forgot about the hair being found
Mm.
from the African American guy. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Um how did you feel about the ending of episode 3 where it was kind of like, oh, the police are feeding her the story all over again and she's getting flustered all over again?
Oh my God, it was like the same thing again. Actually, you know
Yeah.
what? Maybe I changed my answer about like a lawyer being present, because a lawyer was present this time and she still said it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like it's very frustrating and hard to watch for so many reasons. I think especially being a woman and being in those kinds of situations that are much lower stakes, like at work for example, and you're in a room and people are just talking over you and they're almost always men and they're like not listening to you even though you're making very valid points, may I
Yeah.
add. They're not listening to you and you just can't get a word in and it's so frustrating and it's even more frustrating to see it happen again with someone who is not confident in terms of like self-confidence, but also not confident in the language. Like, it's so hard to watch that because it reminds me of situations that I have been in, and I'm like, oh, stand up for yourself, but also it's not your fault.
Yeah. Also, it's like, can she really stand up for herself? Because if she gets too defensive and aggressive, they're going to use that against her. Like, she literally can't win.
Yeah, it's like a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation.
Exactly. Like, if
Yeah,
she was trying to stand up for herself, like, they probably would have found a way to use that against her too.
yeah, and then I think there was also, like, when the mom was, like, walking through Perugia or something, and then all the press were like, "Oh, have you reached out to the family of the deceased to, like, send your condolences, or have you remained silent?" And it's like, if you remain silent, that's used against you, but if you reach out to them, you're like, "Oh, we don't wanna hear from you. Why are you reaching out to us?" So it's like yeah, it's like such a complicated situation and you really don't know what the right thing to do is, but you know you probably should do something and that action inaction is so difficult to navigate.
It's so difficult. Yeah, she said this in her Call Her Daddy episode, where she was like, even now, like, I can't win. People are upset when they see that I'm happy. They're upset that they saw that I got married, blah blah blah. And Alex was like, "What do they want from you?" And she's like, "People literally just want me to disappear. Like no one wants to see anything from me, because there's nothing she can do that will please anyone or everyone."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a hard place to be in, but I'm glad she's
Yeah.
getting at least this opportunity to tell her story cuz I it does feel like the tide is shifting at least or at least like I don't know how people thought before, during, after, now. Um, but certainly from watching this, it's pretty obvious the police really fucked up. So, I mean, I understand it's like a biased thing. So, like, who's to say really that, like, oh, this is just one piece of the puzzle or like one
Mhm.
perspective? But yeah, it's painful to watch.
Yeah, it's actually crazy. Like, obviously, now that everything's out in the open and we know we know that they're, well, I guess I don't want to tell spoilers.
Literally, episode 1, I went to the Wikipedia and read up on the case.
Okay,
So,
do you think everyone did that, or should we not spoil it for listeners?
how about this? Why don't we, if you don't want to know, skip forward for the next 3 minutes. You have 3 minutes, Shalini.
Oh my god, okay. Yeah, okay. So knowing what we know now, which is that there was a different murderer, his name is Rudy Gaudet, which, first of all, his name is never talked about. Like, I've never heard this man's name before I listened to the Call Her Daddy episode. Now that we know that, it's like, yeah, the police, like, super fucked up, and it sounds like they ignored the evidence, which I think the feces in the toilet thing was crazy, and, like, something they should have fixated on. Like, they should have really gone after that, and the fact that, the bloody fingerprints weren't any of theirs, like, yeah, clearly there's someone else. They even got a name, Il Barone. Like, go for that.
Oh, what was the name? Wait, what?
Oh, well, someone was like, "Oh yeah, there's this like black guy that hangs out in our basement sometimes. He goes by the name Il
Oh.
Barone."
Oh, yeah, like the basketball players were talking about that, right? Yeah, and then there
Yeah.
was no follow-up, so I was like,
Yeah, they did like a half-ass job asking like two people on the basketball court if they've ever heard of someone named Il Barone, but they never continued that. It's like the poop in the toilet is huge.
the the
It's a giant fucking turd.
Oh my god, when they did show that, I was like, damn. I have 2 related stories. The first related story is, okay, I don't know if I should tell this.
Tell it.
I feel like I've told you before. So, okay, listeners, I have a cat. He's a pretty big cat. I think you can probably tell where I'm going with this. He's not like a Maine Coon or anything. He's just a really big, for his size, house cat. And the first time that I brought him home and I set up his litter box and everything, and the first time that he pooped in the litter box, I saw the poop in the litter box and I was like, did my roommate poop in this box? Because that is a big turd. Like, that is huge. That is like, a human must have done this because there is no way. And then I like tried thinking about it logically. It was like the Italian police had entered my brain because they were like, a human must have done this, you know?
Amanda did this.
Yeah, like there's no way a cat could have done this. And then you like look at the cat and you're like, yeah, that cat could have done this. But yeah, anyway, that just long story to be like, yeah, I was shocked about the size of my cat's poop. So
The poop is huge. You
poop-
heard it here.
the poop is huge. Okay, the second poop related story that I have. Do you remember when someone walked, like, it was like a random night, and then our friend Harrison was just sleeping in his bed, and he like woke up the next day, or like woke up in the middle of the night because someone had walked into the apartment and had used their bathroom, fallen asleep on the toilet, and tried to crawl into Harrison's bed. And Harrison was like, what the fuck is going on? And the guy was like, I thought this was my apartment. Because it was like, he was like a neighbor or something.
Wait, was this in college?
No, this was like a year after college.
What? No,
Yeah.
I've not heard that story.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know if I have the details all correct, but I'm pretty sure he like used the bathroom. Unclear if a poop was in the toilet when he left. But yeah, I don't know what it is with random people coming into a place where they're not supposed to be in, peeing or pooping, not flushing, and then leaving. It was the same thing in The Hunting Wives. Remember that guy entered their house and then peed in the
yeah!
toilet and then didn't flush? I was like, what is with these home intruders and not flushing?
Like, they really want you to know they were there.
Yeah, it's so gross. Anyway,
Oh.
that's what it reminded me of.
Anyway, now that we've spent 5 minutes talking about poop.
Okay, to bring it back around, yes, it was crazy that they ignored all of these other different factors and just fixated on pushing this story. I think it's actually a very common bias
Mm.
in psychology where you like have this story and you think about all of the things that support that story and you ignore everything else that doesn't.
Yeah, confirmation bias.
There you go.
Yeah, totally. In the Call Her Daddy episode, she says that the moment when Raffaele kissed her outside of the apartment when the police were there, that was like when they fixated on her. And it was because, like the other roommate, I think Philomena or something, the other roommate was like hysterical because she had seen the body, but like Amanda never saw the body. She never knew what was going on. She was just confused. And so when one roommate is hysterical and the other one's just like, huh, what's going on? And
Yeah.
then she kisses her boyfriend, like it's so yeah, that's
Yeah.
what they fixated on.
Yeah. What a shame. I mean, I think there was also the corroboration in quotes around Meredith's British friends who also didn't really like Amanda, who also was like, yeah, she's always been kind of weird. Like we never really liked her. Like I guess like that's also kind of a red flag or more about like the confirmation bias, I
Yeah.
guess. But none of that is really explained in the Hulu series.
What is not explained?
Like the British friends not liking her for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know about that. That wasn't talked about at all in her Call Her Daddy episode. So,
What were
I'm
like
not sure.
what were the main takeaways in the Call Her Daddy episode?
Honestly, like when she told the story, it was very similar to how they've portrayed it in the show. It was that she like woke up the day after the Halloween festivities, decided to go home to shower and change. She and Raffaele were going to go on a weekend trip to this town that's famous for truffles, and she like wanted to dress really cute, so she was like gonna shower and stuff, and then she saw a little bit of blood in the sink, a little bit of blood on the bath mat. Didn't really think anything of it because that's not the first thing you think. Oh, she also said that on Halloween night, Meredith was a vampire for Halloween, and so she had, like, fake blood on her face, and so she was like, "Yeah, it, like, might be fake blood that was just, she just didn't clean it up or whatever."
Mm,
And then but then she saw that I think it was Philomena's room that was ransacked,
yes. Yeah.
and then she had also noticed that the door was open, but she was like, "Oh, maybe someone forgot to close it because the door was, like, a little bit broken." So, everything was, like, very similar to what they showed in the show, and then she noticed that Meredith's door was locked, and that's when she called Raffaele. Yeah.
And
So,
then what was the thing about Raffaele just basically reneging on his story? Was that something that he actually did, or did the police just tell her that he reneged?
I think that's something he actually did. Yeah, and then she was like, "Why would he do that?"
Why would he
Yeah,
do that?
crazy. Maybe just to get them off his back? I don't know.
Rude
Yeah.
AF.
Crazy. Yeah. But one thing that really my other big takeaway from the Call Her Daddy episode was that Amanda has so much empathy for everyone involved in this case. And like you can even see it by the fact that one of the episodes, this last episode, episode 3, was from the detective's perspective and kind of just like showing his upbringing and like where he comes from in life and like what led him to like want so badly to pin this
Suspect
on.
women.
Yeah.
I grew up across the street from a women's prison, and that's why I hate women.
No, just yeah, but just like he wanted to save his country and like he feels this duty to do right by his country and like God or whatever. So that's one thing. And then going back to Raphael in her episode, she also was like, I feel so bad for Raffaele because, you know, I've gotten to say my piece. I was able to defend myself, but like he never really had a say in like the narrative that was shaped around him. His identity was stripped away from him. Um, like he was just made out to be this like little bitch boy who did whatever I told him to, which is like so inaccurate. Um,
That's what she
And
said in the
so
Call Her Daddy episode?
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And then she said something similar about Meredith, which she was like, yeah, like I'm still here, and Meredith's character, she's never gotten to defend her character. She's never gotten to right any wrong narratives that were written about her because she's not here anymore. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that was also really apparent in the show when her mom comes to visit her. She said, "But like in spite of all this prison stuff, I'm lucky because I could have been there the night that Meredith was killed and also could have been killed. So I'm lucky." And I was like,
Yeah.
that is an interesting spin. Like, good
Dude,
for
I
you.
know. She also said that in the episode. She was because Alex asked her, so apparently she was deciding between Germany and Italy for study abroad, and she ultimately decided on Italy because she already knew German pretty well, so she wanted to learn Italian. And Alex was like, "Do you think about that a lot, that you could have just gone to Germany and none of this would have happened?" And Amanda was like, "No, honestly, that's not the thing that haunts me. What haunts me is that if it wasn't for Raffaele, I would have been in the house that night and I could have died too." Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Wow. Yeah, I think she definitely has a lot of empathy there, but there were times when that empathy was really irritating to me. So when she had empathy for the police, for example, I was like, "Girl, they are not your friends."
I
Um
know.
when she was saying that, "Oh, I was so confused. I wanted to go back into the police station to try to help them because I was like a key witness and I really want to help them." And then they just turned around and pinned the murder on her. That's when I was like, don't trust people that this much. Like, love you, precious, so cute, but stop. Just don't say anything, lawyer up, get out.
I know. But dude, I feel like if I was 20 years old all by myself in a foreign country, I might have had that mentality too, you know? Like I was not the hardened, selfish person I am now that knows that I got to look out for number 1.
I wouldn't say that that is selfish, maybe hardened, but also just more cognizant of
Yeah. Yeah.
the mistakes that people can make, especially people in authority positions.
Yeah.
I will say I was very impressed by how much she spoke Italian.
Same. I was like, "Damn, this girl is knows like way more Italian than I could even dream of knowing."
Yeah, and I was like, how long have you been here? Like
Yeah,
4
like
months?
2
That's
or 3
crazy.
months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's so good at Italian. But even in spite of that, that's why I was also really irritated with her because I feel like I get this notion too when I go to a foreign land and I do Duolingo for like 2 weeks beforehand. And then I go to this country and I'm like, let me order an ice cream in Italian. And then I like say the things that Duolingo taught me to say. And then I'm like, "Ugh, I'm so good at Italian." And then they ask me if I want to pay by card or cash. And I'm like, scusa?
Correggito cado?
Yeah, exactly. And then I get humbled really quickly. And so I feel like this is why if this kind of thing happened to me, I would immediately be like, I don't understand anything. Get me a lawyer, get me someone who speaks English. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm doing here, honestly.
Yeah. I know. I know. But yeah, honestly, it's interesting that like your takeaway from that, I don't think I had interpreted it as like she had so much pride in her own Italian that she didn't think she needed a translator. I think I was like, this girl clearly doesn't know Italian. Like she herself was kind of, I thought, admitting that she doesn't understand what's going on. So like,
Yeah,
why didn't they get her?
I'm absolutely projecting right now. I just like completely I know this.
All right. Anyway. Okay, what else? Oh, the HIV false positive was crazy.
Oh my god, I should tell you what I wrote down. So, right before this, creepy warden guy gives her a donut thing, whatever. Then she gets the positive HIV test. And I wrote down, is it possible to ingest HIV through a donut? Because I was like, you must have given it to her through that donut. That
Dirty
jerk.
needles, dirty donut.
Hey, hear me out. But yeah, that was a dirty ass trick because then they were basically just took that information to get her to write down all of the people that she had been with ever.
Which is only 7. Like, like, who cares what number it was? But, like, for them to paint her as this, like, sex-crazed maniac, it's like, she's a college girl and she's had 7 partners.
And she knows the
That is-
names of all of them.
Yeah!
It's not like she doesn't know. It's not like she was like, random man with red t-shirt. You know, it's like, like DJ, this person, Raphael.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was the time, I guess. So actually, when all of this stuff was going on, do you remember it being in the news?
You know what? I don't. And I don't know why, because I was I was like a teenager by then. Yeah, we were like 13, 14 years old when all this went down.
Yeah, I was also thinking that. I'm like trying to remember if I had heard anything about it, and I really can't recall. So,
Like, the first time I had heard about it was actually in that show, The Flight Attendant. Do you remember that show? We watched it in Philly together. Or we watched some of it in Philly together. But it's the show with Kaylee Cuoco. I think that's her name. The girl from Big Bang Theory.
oh
And
yeah.
she's a flight attendant and then, like, hooks up with a guy in, like, Singapore one night or something. And then she wakes up and he's dead in the hotel room. And then she calls her lawyer friend in America, who is played by the girl that played Shoshana in Girls. And she's like, hey, what happened with that girl Amanda Knox again? And then her friend's like, why are you asking me about Amanda Knox? Yeah, and that's the first time I'd heard about it. And I was like, wait, what?
Your steel trap mind is crazy because I have zero recollection of this movie. Like, this is a fever dream
It's a show.
movie. This is a fever dream show that you could have described to me. I honestly don't remember.
What? We might not have watched the whole thing, but we definitely started that show in Philly.
Are you sure I was awake?
Anyway, so yeah, that was the first time I had heard the name Amanda Knox.
Oh, wow. Okay. I don't think I've heard the name Amanda Knox before. But then when you said Foxy Knoxy, like that, I was like, oh, I think I've heard of this before, but I'm not sure. Maybe it was just because it was a rhyming phrase. And I was like, ooh, it rhymes.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Foxy
let's talk about Foxy Knoxy. So, I don't know if they said this in the show, but apparently that was her, like, prepubescent soccer nickname. It was just her nickname on her soccer team because she played at, I guess, the top of the diamond. I'm not going to pretend to know, like, actual soccer positions, but she played at the top of the diamond and would, like, steal the ball from the other team and like a fox, like, stealing whatever. And so her teammates
Oh.
called her Foxy Knoxy when she was, like, 10 years old.
And then the Italian police were like, Foxy Knoxy, she's
I
into
think it was
sex
actually the
orgies.
media that found that somehow and just, like, put together the story of her being, like, this sex-crazed, like, freak. Yeah.
Wow. That's insane. Especially because they showed that clip of her being like, oh, are you excited to see David tomorrow? Who's David? The statue of David. Not the first time I saw naked David. And I was like, this is proof that she's a sex-crazed, like, orgy addict.
I know. Crazy.
I feel like I would have made that joke.
I know. It's totally a Rucci joke. I do think, stylistically, I thought it was really interesting how they started the show. Because, you know, it was kind of like, this is my life. And it would, like, it would be like, and then it would show her like eating pasta and licking her plate, like, this is my family, blah blah blah, and we'd like, I was like, whoa, what kind of show is this gonna be? And then it turned into like what I expected, but I was like, wow, that's a very interesting way to start the show, I thought.
I think it's funny that you say that because even in episode 3, the way they started it was kind of a flashback into how the inspector grew up, right? And so I was
Yes.
watching that and I was like, am I watching an ad right now? What is this? But yeah, I was like, I think the cinematography is really good. And especially there was one scene where she is talking with her lawyers and she's starting to get confused again. And the subtitles go from English subtitles to the Italian that's being spoken to just like garbled words. I was like, oh, that's really cool. That's like a nice little
Yeah,
touch that they've put in.
I thought that was so cool too. Yeah, just to really get the viewer in on like the utter confusion and just
Yeah.
like, I have no idea what's going on. Yeah.
Wait, so going back to the beginning of episode 3 where we're starting to see what's the guy's name's Mingini? Mignini?
Oh yeah, Manini.
Mignini, where we're starting to see how Mignini is operating as a police inspector in Perugia. And there is one case that he's trying to solve, the serial killer who murders young lovers in their car or something like that.
Oh yeah, the Florence killer or whatever.
Yeah, something like that. But then there's like a newspaper article that's like, "Oh, the killer has been found. Mignini, stop searching." I was like, "Does this mean he's not a very good police inspector?" And like the media is showing that he's not, or that he has a lot of pressure from the media, because if they're
Hmm.
showing that he's not a good police inspector, I would believe that. Like he's obviously not, but like has he done anything right in the case? No.
I don't know. I actually don't remember that moment. I wonder if it was partly like a stylistic choice of like they were just showing a newspaper being like, Mangini, you suck. The killer's been found or something like that. But I don't know because I don't really remember that moment. But
Yeah.
um, I don't know.
Do you know if all of the characters in The Twisted Tale of Amanda Knox are all real people?
I don't. I know there's a disclaimer. There's a disclaimer at the end of every episode that's like, some of these characters are not real or whatever, like everything could be exaggerated. This is just from Amanda's perspective. But the characters that or the people that she talked about in her interview on Call Her Daddy were Philomena and Laura, Meredith, Raffaele, um
Probably the boys downstairs.
yeah, actually I don't even know if she mentioned them, but I do I yeah, I think she did mention them, probably, and then, of course, Rudy, um, and
But
yeah, I
unclear if the
think that's
actual police were like those
yeah,
characters.
yeah, I'm not sure if those were the actual people. I would believe it if she, like, changed their names and stuff just so that they wouldn't get a bunch of hate, um, yeah. Oh, also, I have a question, you know when they show the flash forward and she's going back to the town with her husband and her baby and her mom, is the guy that greets her before they go into the church, is that guy the, minister in the prison? Or I don't know
Yeah.
if minister is the right word. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
I also
cool.
was like, wait, I've seen this guy before. Why are they pretending like they're meeting for the first time? And then I realized, yeah, that it was the guy.
Oh, okay, okay. So I wonder if, not knowing what happens in the next few episodes, if then, like, he turns out to be, like, the one friend she has in all of this or something. Because that's kind of the vibe I got.
Yeah, I think that's the
Yeah.
vibe I got too. Oh, do you know if that actually happens? So in I guess it's like episode 1 or 2 where she goes back to meet the police chief inspector, but they haven't had the actual conversation yet. Do you know if that actually happened, that she went back to Perugia and kind of like came face to face with the same people who imprisoned her?
I don't know, and actually, that was I think that would have happened after her Call Her Daddy interview, which is where most of my knowledge ends about Amanda Knox. So, yeah, because the interview was, I think, in like 2022 or something. Yeah, right when her baby was born. And I think they showed that it wasn't a brand new baby.
Yeah, it was close to a brand. Wait, was it close? I actually don't know anymore.
Mm.
But they definitely, the year was 2022 when they had it at the bottom of the screen. I'm going to look it
Mm.
up. Does Amanda Knox go back to Italy? Oh, Knox has returned to Italy several times since she was exonerated, including when she traveled back to Perugia to come face to face with, clicking the Today article, face to face with the prosecutor in her first trial, Giuliano Mignini. So that did happen.
Oh, she didn't change his name.
She did not change his name.
Whoa. Everyone go get him! Just kidding. Yappers, find his address. You know what to do.
Oh my god. Hasn't he been through enough? Hasn't she been through enough? Okay, the rest of this today.com article. She also met up with Solecito, Raffaele, in 2022, and the pair went to Gubbio, the Italian city that they planned to visit on the day Kircher was found.
The Truffle
The
Town.
Truffle Town.
Oh.
Yeah.
It sounds like they ended things on a positive note.
Yeah, sounds like it. Wait, what? The court reconvicted Knox of slander on June 5th, 2024, and
What?
Knox wiped away tears in the courtroom. Probably
Slander?
slander for Lumumba, Patrick Lumumba,
Oh.
I think.
Wow.
Let me see. Yes, Amanda Knox reconvicted of slander in Italy for accusing innocent man in 2007 murder case.
Oh, man. Oh, that's so sad because, like, yeah, she was obviously intimidated into saying that in the first place.
Yeah. Let me
Oh,
see
yeah,
if I.
also the phone tapping was real, also. You know how they
Oh.
tap their phones and she and her mom were always like, "Why is there, like, this clicking noise
Do you
every
think
time they
that's.
talk on the
Wait, is
phone?"
that true? Like if someone's tapping your phone, you hear a clicking noise?
I don't know. Yeah.
I'm gonna look it up too.
Okay.
Phone clicking, tapping. Okay, Reddit is not useful. Unexplained sounds like clicks, static, beeps, or high pitch frequencies might indicate that someone is listening in on your phone calls or that they're being recorded.
Hmm.
So I think it's like possible.
Okay.
Oh, I read well not read. I listened or like saw some article or something about this interview with Kamala Harris and how Kamala Harris always uses wired headphones. And then the reason that she does that is apparently wired headphones are like the only way to know that your connection is secure. Because if you wear Bluetooth headphones or wireless earbuds, the signal can easily be intercepted or something like that.
What?
Yeah, that's why. No, just kidding.
Like,
I'm
what is someone gonna hear if they tap into my
yeah.
phone line?
Yappers,
Just a
I'm
bunch
currently
of bullshit.
wearing wired headphones. That's why. But the only reason is because my wireless ones are out of battery. Oops.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah.
Damn.
All right. So the final episode is coming out October 1st, and it's coming out every Wednesday. Until
Okay.
then. What do you think is going to happen in the next episode?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe. So I know that she gets convicted on December 7th, I believe, is what she said. And so it's already November 7th, I think. So maybe it'll be like about her trial. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious because they found the bloody fingerprints. So that's like, oh, are they now going to investigate that or just
Like
throw it
who it
out?
is.
Yeah, figure out
Yeah.
who it is. Find out the real killer? I guess not.
Figure out who pooped in the toilet.
Seriously. Oh my gosh. Wait, can't you just get like DNA evidence from poop in a toilet?
I think so. I don't know. Do you think someone flushed it already?
No, I don't think so.
We don't think they flushed the poop? Yeah, why aren't they testing the poop?
Seems like a pretty big
Yeah,
thing to miss.
a big thing.
Maybe it was Milo.
Yappers Milo is the name of Ruchi's cat.
Oh yeah. Guess we'll find out in next week's episode.
Yeah, what are your predictions for the next episode?
It feels like things are really crawling along, timeline wise. So I feel like it will be more leading up to the trial. Um, Maybe there will be more flash forwards. I'm not sure.
Mm. Yeah, we didn't get any flash forwards this episode.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we got a lot of flashbacks. We got a hella flashback to Manini's time growing up as a
Hello, because
child.
he's old.
Yeah, seriously, I was like, dang, like everything's in black and white. Old as fuck.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, hopefully they actually follow up on those bloody fingerprints. I'm actually surprised that they brought them up because I mean, maybe they brought them up and then they're going to do their due diligence and then be like, "No, just throw it out because this is the story that we've been going with."
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's possible.
Sad.
Never study abroad, kids.
We didn't.
We
and
didn't.
We turned out just fine.
And we didn't murder nobody.
Neither did Amanda.
Should we rate?
Right? Yeah. I would give the show a 9 out of 10.
Whoa.
Yeah. Quality, honestly, maybe 10. I am loving this show.
Whoa.
Like quality and enjoyment. I just think it's so well made and the story is so gripping. I mean, the way they're telling the story is very gripping. The story itself, of course, we know is like absolutely nuts. And yeah, I'm really enjoying it.
I think I would give it a 5 out of 5 for quality for sure.
Okay.
I think it's pretty good quality. I would give it a 2 out of 5 for enjoyment just because I project a lot and I feel like it is very hard to watch. Like I'll still watch it for sure, but yeah, it's like hard.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. It is a hard watch, but it's like hard in the way that, well, I'll preface this by saying fuck J.K. Rowling, but hard in the way that Order of the Phoenix is hard to read and that like it's so enraging, but like it makes you feel so much, you know?
I did not feel that way about Order of the Phoenix.
Okay, actually, that used to be my least favorite book. And then I listened to a podcast where someone was like, but isn't it the book you felt the most angry? And the other person was like, yeah. And they're like, yeah, you felt so much. And I was like, whoa, you're right. I felt so strongly. Yeah.
Oh, I did not feel that way about Order of the Phoenix. I was just like, this is so boring. All this politics are so boring. I don't want to hear anything about a court scene or anything. I just want to go back to fun dragon games like the previous book.
All right. Well, anyway.
But yeah, fuck
Thanks for
Rowling.
yapping.
Wait, our binge in progress.
Oh yeah, binge in progress.
I actually have a lot of things to talk about that I've been consuming. We talked about this already, but I binged Love Life seasons 1 and 2. Season 1 is about Anna Kendrick. Anna Kendrick is playing this girl, Darby. I forgot her last name, but she's basically going through her life. And it's all about like her relationships and how her life doesn't quite go the way that she wants it to, but it ends up being something that she's pretty happy with. And then it's the same thing with season 2, except this time it's William Jackson Harper. So season 2 stars William Jackson Harper.
And Jessica Williams, right?
Oh yeah, and Jessica Williams. Yeah, kind of going through the same thing. I thought it was such a poignant look into relationships, and it also made me nostalgic for New York.
Oh, are both seasons set in New York?
Yes,
Oh,
yeah,
okay. Oh, cute. I
yeah.
love that show. I wish they made more seasons.
Yeah, I think at times it was also kind of a hard watch. I'm like, "Oh, why are you doing this?" But I thought it was less like it was just like one of those shows where I kept like wanting to know what was next.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I also wait, did I talk about Arrested Development already?
No.
Oh, I've been watching Arrested Development.
Oh,
It's been a good binge on the comedy side
love
of
that
things.
show.
Yeah. I
Very
think
nice.
I've watched more shows, but I'll wait until the next episode of
Okay.
BYR.
Yeah, we've kind of had like a bit of a break from binging shows because last week was The Summer I Turned Pretty, so it was just one episode per week. Oh yeah.
That's what I've been binging. Yes. Actually, because, okay, Yappers, for those of you who don't know, the reason that I haven't been doing the Summer I Turned Pretty episodes is because I just didn't watch it, nor did I have the desire to watch it. But then I was influenced by Shalini and Aliana's episode on the Summer I Turned Pretty season 3, part 2, episodes 3 through 7. And I was like, wait, this kind of sounds good. Or not good, but, just like a fun watch that I feel like I want to get in on. So I started watching from season 1, and I'm currently on season 2. And maybe I'll join for part 3. We'll see.
Yay! Yay. I'm so happy to hear that. Yeah, it's like such a fun show. It's like so fun to just like be a girl and watch the show?
It so is. I think that's exactly what it is. It's just like, oh, I want to be part of the girldom, and like have an opinion on the Summer I Turned Pretty.
Yeah. I have also been binging Love Life. We're on episode 8 of season 1, which is, I think, we're about to watch the episode where it's like her friend's bachelorette trip in the cabin.
Cringe.
I know. Oh yeah, to be clear, yappers, I've already seen the whole show, but I'm rewatching. So I know what's coming, and oh man. This is like my least favorite episode. It's such a good episode, but it's like so hard to watch. And then my sister and I also just binged Survivor season 8, which is famously known as the season where Rob and Amber fall in love. And it was so cute to watch. And they have the sweetest love story. It was really cute.
Wait, so they met on Survivor? This is the story. This is the season where they met me, and they are currently married?
Yes.
Have a kid?
Have
Oh,
4 kids.
4?
They met 21 years ago on Survivor, to be clear.
Okay, that's fair. This is, season 8, and it's what, season 600 something right now?
Something like that. 49, but who's counting? Well,
That's it?
what else? Well, I've been watching How I Met Your Mother, but I think I've already talked about that, but I'm close to the end now. I'm on season 8 of 9.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow, look at us watching so many things outside of our scheduled
I
show.
know! Crazy of us. Remember that time we talked about books?
Oh, yeah? We really scraped the bottom of the barrel there. We were like, I don't know, I like had some good air this morning. I think that was some
Been some good
consumed.
breathing.
Breathe, yap, repeat.
Ah,
All right,
cool.
well, yappers, homework is to go watch Love Life if you need a show to watch. And then what was the other
And-
thing? Yeah.
Oh, I was just going to say, other homework, if you want to know more about the Amanda Knox story, well, first of all, she has a podcast where I'm pretty sure she talks about her own story. And second of all, listen to the Call Her Daddy episode because it's just so good. I just love how confident she is and like stubbornly defensive of her own innocence. So go listen to that.
And if not, at least read the Wikipedia article so that we can keep talking about spoilers in the episode.
Great.
Thanks for spoiling with us.
Thanks for yapping with us. If you loved this episode, have some hot takes we missed, or if you've got a show you're dying for us to binge next, follow us on socials. We're at Binge Yap Repeat.
Until next time, happy binging!